We're non-ROH anymore. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin Zwicker from Fast Count coming at you. Before I get into this video, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe. So one of the many questions surrounding CM Punk ever since he's made his WWE return is, will he or won't he appear at one of these WWE Saudi PLEs? Now, as we all know, throughout his past, he has made multiple different remarks about WWE holding these shows in Saudi. As we know, he is somebody who's very open about his political beliefs, whether it was him showcasing it on AEW TV or showcasing it on his social media accounts. He's somebody who's very open about his beliefs. And his beliefs and Saudi Arabia's beliefs don't necessarily mix, right? But we got our answer a few weeks ago when it was announced that we are going to have John Cena go one-on-one against CM Punk in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for this King of the Ring PLE. Now, I knew that at some point, some way or another, whether it was going to be on WWE TV or on a social media account or on an Instagram Live, something of those sorts, he was going to address this, right? We all know about that infamous tweet that he sent out to The Miz where he told him to suck a Saudi Arabia blood money covered dick, right? So we're doing these WWE kickoff events, hyping up the show in Saudi. And he comes out to one of these events and he's receiving a mostly positive reception, but he gets a smatter of boos. And you see this guy telling him to apologize for what he said about Saudi Arabia, right? And now this could have been a plant. As far as we know, this could have been somebody who was legitimate, but something about this feels a little bit off to me. But you see CM Punk address it, and he tells the guy, that my comments, that tweet that I sent out to The Miz has nothing to do with the people of Saudi Arabia, which I don't know how that even works. You told the guy to suck a blood money Saudi dick, right? I don't know how that doesn't feel with the people of Saudi, right? But he says it, and he says, he chalks it up to him being cranky that morning, and he apologizes to the people of Saudi Arabia and tells them to, thank you for allowing me to come into your country. Now, this isn't the CM Punk that I grew up on. You kind of can tell that this is a guy who is just Punk by name at this point. He is somebody who throughout his career, especially through my teenage years, right, was somebody who was a guy who I looked at somebody who was, a rebel rouser, somebody who was very anti-establishment, somebody who was really, the antithesis of what John Cena was, right? When I was a teenager, didn't rock with Cena. I was a Punk guy going back to his ROH days, right? But at this point, he is just Phil, and he is CM Punk by name. Is he a sellout for going to the Saudi Arabia shows? Yes, he is. I don't think there's no debate about that, right? But I don't think this is something that people should be, outraged and sick about and getting real angry about, because this was confirmed the moment that he re-signed with the WWE. There was no way that he was going to re-sign with the WWE and not appear at these Saudi shows, right? Especially due to the fact that the Royal Rumble is going to be taking place at Saudi Arabia this year, right? Well, next year. Because he's not going to miss one of the biggest marquee events of the year because of his beliefs, right? I knew that at some point he was going to be able to, say something to where it was going to get people to just, give it out as to why he appeared in Saudi Arabia, and for people to be able to just eat it up, because Punk fans are very similar to Kanye West fans. If you follow, hip hop, whatever the guy does, whatever he says, there is some way, somehow that his fan base is going to be able to twist it up and get to the point to where they are okay with it and it justifies what he did. But hey, the guy has a right to change his mind. As we get older, we mature. But just my experiences in real life, this is just my personal experiences. Your experiences could be completely different. The older somebody gets, when they're past 40, the more so they are kind of locked into a thought process. They don't necessarily expand their mind for the most part, right? Just my experiences. So for me, it's a very convenient point that he was in Saudi Arabia getting booed, and that's the moment that he took to apologize, because that tweet that he sent out to The Miz was years ago. He could have sat there the next day and said exactly what he said on this kickoff event then. But no, he waited until he was in the country and was pressed by somebody to say it, for people to sit there and accept it, and for him to sit there and act as if it's okay that he is in Saudi Arabia after he bashed them multiple different times. And it's kind of basically stop being the punk that he was before, right? He's just Phil. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What do you think of CM Punk apologizing about his remarks? Do you think it's time to let it go? Do you think that he's genuinely regretful for it? Or do you think it's all about the Saudi money? Let me know in the comment section, guys. And please remember to hit the like button and subscribe. I am Kevin Zwicker. I'm out.